Hey there, it's David. Welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get in the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought in this video that I'm calling Life Lessons from Joseph. Okay, I'm in the book of Genesis, reading the story of Joseph, Jacob's son. And oh my goodness, here we have a young man, 17 years of age, hated by his brothers, his father's favorite son. Boy, that was a tough time for Joseph, but his brothers hated him and threw him into a pit. And then from the pit to Potiphar's house, right? And then from Potiphar's house to the prison. And then from the prison to the palace. Wow. What a journey, this young man, 30 years of age, assuming the role of Prime Minister of Egypt. So what can we learn from Joseph? A couple of things. When he was in Potiphar's house, I was just thinking, when Potiphar's wife was trying to seduce him. Joseph had this principle of just never being alone with a woman. He saw the temptation, and that this woman was trying, to, get him to sleep with her, and he didn't want to offend God or his boss. So the Joseph principle, I call it, is, just never be alone with someone who's presenting that temptation. I call it the Joseph principle. The second thing I learned is that he was in prison, and sometimes God is, he's working things out of us. He just is allowing circumstances and suffering and delay and deferral, even denial for a season, to work things out of us. Joseph had prophetic dreams that his brothers would bow to him, and after they betrayed him and threw him in a pit, once he had the signet ring on his finger from Pharaoh, the power of life and death was in his word. At a word, when his brothers came before him to try to buy food, he could have just had him killed. But God was working out that bitterness and that unforgiveness in him through the things that he suffered, from the pit to Potiphar to prison to the palace. And so I think that sometimes God is working things out of us. And secondly, lastly, God is working things into us. And, so God was working just some positive traits into Joseph. He was cultivating his prophetic gift, with the baker and the man who served the cupbearer of the king of Pharaoh. He was cultivating that gift from a young man, continuing into his prison life, and then into the palace to accurately interpret Pharaoh's dream. So it's working things into us, wisdom and patience and all kinds of things. So we don't know the entirety of what God is doing in us, but we can trust that as we go through life, we face adversity. We need to recognize that there are advantages to adversity and benefits to bad things happening to good people at times for God's unique purposes. So, may the Lord just help us to learn the life lessons along the way, to learn from others like Joseph as we read the Bible or look around in our everyday life, and then just realize and recognize that God is, he's burning things off of us and he's burning things into us simultaneously. So I hope that helps you just a little bit today as you go into your day. For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you, never against you. Have a terrific day.